Hi friends, hope you're doing well. I'm Dr. Milind. So today I have planned to conduct this live session to just talk about the final month strategy because a lot of students are very much confused that like last month it's like a lot of panic, a lot of anxiety that how should we start and what should be our priorities, and so a lot of confusion happens and lot of decisions taken. Sometimes they work in favor, sometimes they do not work in the favor of students. So it's always a confusion, so let's try to figure it out. And here I am just to answer your queries and your questions, like whatever doubts that you have, and whatever things that you want to talk or ask, that we will talk about it. And if you want to ask anything, you can definitely ask me. And also I'll just share a few tips. Let's wait for a few students to join, and we will start talking about it, that what things should be done. And instead of panicking, because what I'm sharing with you all is just my experience and the things that I learned from my seniors, because some things that we cannot study from the textbook, some things are not there in the textbook, that is the experience about life and exam and everything, that actually we get it from the seniors. And I also was very fortunate that I got a lot of I learned a lot of things from my seniors, and I'm here just to share with you. So if you have any questions, you can write in the comment section in the chat box, and I'll be happy to answer them. So first of all, talking about NICT exam, so it just around the corner, and a lot of students actually the messages that I receive. So I'll start answering the questions. Solving PYQs and revising PYQs topic can give a good rank. Yes, Prakhar, definitely. See, PYQs are the most important part of your NICT preparation, because in NICT I have what I have noticed during my preparation as well, and also if you see the current PYQs, you'll find that the question that you get in the exam, that actually they have asked like in last 3 to 5 years, maybe in a different mode, maybe in a different way, but that question is there. So solving PYQs is very important. So can you solely dependent on be on PQs? No, that is not a correct way. But if you are someone who is targeting NEET, and who wants to give a decent attempt for this INI, and who is confused that what should I do? Should I do PYQs? Then you can do it. Okay, you started 1 month before. Yes, you can do PYQs, because see, as you have start 1 month before, then you still want to get a decent rank. Then I'll say do PYQs more last 3 to 5 years, and just read your basic science as well. You will end up getting a decent rank, which will actually boost your confidence for the next exam. I mean, the real exam. Getting SPM in AIMS Delhi will lead to us to join Job Hopkins and med schools. Yeah, see, I'll say that any branch you do in AIMS Delhi, it offers a significant potential. I mean, it's a huge thing. A lot of students, they join PSM and end up working for WHO, and a lot of for UNICEF. So definitely, even if you want to join SPM in Delhi, it's a great choice. Do we have to be through with test series marrow questions as well? No, I think, see, test series and marrow, I always say in my videos as well, you should be sound with your theory first. See, test series is like there are limited number of questions. For example, if you do a Q bank, there are like 10 to 20,000 of questions in the Q bank. So it's not possible, humanly possible for anyone to go through all the Q bank. So I think it's a waste of time. Instead, spend more time on your basic sciences. Read these notes more. See, the more you read your notes, you will end up remembering them well, and in exam you will give more correct answer, because you will be less confused. The most messages I received from the students after exam, that sir, I was very much all the questions seemed very familiar, but I did a lot of silly mistakes, because you are reading too many things at the end. If you keep reading your basic notes, and as I always talk about previous year questions, that is more than enough for last month. So don't do too much of test series, don't do too much of Q bank. That will see, for example, if you do a 10 questions, you will get those 10 questions right in your exam. If you do a topic in a similar time, the chances of getting more questions right in exam will be there. So that is my I mean, that is what I have learned from my experience as well. uh, Okay, I'll like to ask what should be the last 10 days strategy. So rather than 10 days, I'll say keep last 5 days. Make few charts. Like, there are very few questions which are very favorite for INICET examiner. Like, the enzymes of biochemistry, like different, like urea cycle or glycolysis pathway. And there, these are very favorite questions. So they'll give a clinical scenario and they'll ask you which enzyme is deficient. Then porphyrin pathways. So these questions and enzymes are repeatedly asked. So make few charts where you have all these bundled up. So in last 5 days, just revise these charts, revise these volatile topics, volatile things like IPCs. There are a lot of declarations in forensic medicine again and again asked in NICT. So you have to go through these one-liners and fact-based things in the last 5 days. Don't keep any subject in the last 5 days. In last 2 weeks, I will again emphasize on the same point. Give more time to your basic sciences, and if you want to read a big subject in the last 10-15 days, that would be surgery or obs gynae. Medicine is something I have been saying this for more than a year on my channel, that medicine is the subject that will never fetch your rank in any competitive exam. It's a vast subject and it is not needed much as every one of us think. Read it as a fun. So just spend more time on basic sciences. So that should be your strategy for last 10-15 days. Apart from first and second prof subject, which subjects are important, again as I said, your short subject are very important for an INI, your surgery, obs gynae, and pediatrics. Because pediatrics also you get a lot of questions. Ophthal is tough. The kind of questions you get in AIMS are very tough. So I can always say, I tried a lot, and a lot of students tell me that their questions are beyond I mean, they're very tough. So even if we spend a lot of time in studying ophthal, it's not always helpful. So I will say that spend more time on subject like pediatrics, your short subjects, especially FMT as well, skin, lot of questions from skin, and obs gynae and surgery. So apart from your basic sciences, have a more focus on these subjects as well. I'm just not trying to miss any question. Any branch names or good branch in other colleges? See, I think in like this is not a relevant question for the preparation, but you should always keep branch above the college. How should be the subject-wise approach for NEETPG? Video watching takes a lot of yes. Again, video watching takes a lot of time. I completely agree with this, and this is something that you should understand, that you should not read all the you should not watch all the videos, because videos are of a simple topic. Sometimes they take like 2 hours, 1.5 hours, 2 hours, such a lengthy videos. So there is no point spending so much time on videos. You should rather read your notes first. And if you feel stuck, like if there is something that you don't understand, you feel like I'm not able to comprehend like whatever they have written, this is when you should go and watch video. That too you can watch at 1.5, 1.2, 2x speed, that you can just watch in that with that speed to save time. And whenever you feel like okay, now the relevant whatever the confusion that I had, now that is clear, so I can come back to my notes. So I always tell students this, that don't be too reliant on videos. It's really take a lot of time and it's not advised. So read your notes first. Whenever you feel like stuck, you go back to your videos and try to understand what is there in the videos. What is difference between the NEET-PG and NICT? See, there used to be a lot of difference earlier between the AIMS exam, which was there, GPMER and NEET. But I feel now NEET-PG is catching up with the AIMS NICT kind of pattern. So in NEET-PG, we get a lot of clinical based questions, and also they have reduced the number of questions to 200. So INI and AIMS was always 200. So I think they are taking down the difference that was there. So it's the preparation strategy becomes the same. So you don't have to worry about that part. Okay, Devaditya, I skipped your questions. Are PYQs of NEET important for ICT? How many? Hi, Devaditya. So the PYQs of NEET, I will say go for last 3 years, not more than that. If you are preparing for INI, because INI, as I said, that it it is more updated, and INI asks more recent questions. So that is why it is very important. If you just not to miss out anything, last 3 years of NEET advisable, not more than that. If you're talking in the context of INICT. Not for NEET-PG, you can do as long as 5 to 8 years questions. Yes, you one student is saying about PYQs reading with explanations. Yes, see, definitely, because if you read a question, if you know the answer, sometimes it will help in it. But what is different is INI is the question is twisted, because I remember during November, like during our time when I was writing games. So in the November exam, they asked about what is Donan equation, but in May exam they gave values and they asked you to calculate what is it, like the value of iron. So then okay, we figured it out. Okay, they are talking about the Donan equation. So in November they asked you what is Donan equation. In May session they ask you how to apply it. So if you know, if you have read that topic, and if you have read the explanation, it will be easy for you to apply that in the next exam. So that is what very special about INI. So some concepts are introduced in an earlier exam, and now they will ask extended part. That is why reading explanation for INI of your PYQs and of your MCQs is extremely important. Not only getting just getting an answer right or wrong is not, will not suffice. So that is a very good question, and that is very important point that you should understand, and they should be thoroughly studied. In pharmacology, difficult to remember, especially chemotherapies and immunomodulators. Yes, Maran, yes, definitely it's a microbiology, all these bacteria and viruses, their name, their type of DNA, RNA, their agars and everything. Yeah, it's very tough. That is why I always, advocate, I'm an advocate of making charts, make charts, stick to your wall and keep seeing them, you develop that visual memory, and that actually helps in the last month of your preparation. So that can be very helpful, and it has helped me tremendously, and I'm sure it will help you as well. Action of PYQs, MRR to be read. Explanations of PYQs. Yes, Sapna, I just told that. Just you have to read the explanations. Without reading explanation, I think, see, you will never know how the question you got it right. Sir, I have purchased prep RR notes. Should I do them alone or along with videos? See, prep RR notes, if you read the description of these notes, they are actually explanation and topic that are related to PYQs. So there will be chance that some loopholes will be there. So I'll still request all of you to stick to the basic notes. Don't go for any shortcuts. And about videos, if you have any difficulty in understanding, like subject like surgery, they are very difficult to understand, because to understand the surgery, the indication, the procedure, it's difficult to just through theory. So for that you can go through, definitely go through the videos, and it will help you, but don't do too much. Don't go through video for everything. So your views in cerebellum class is creating a kind of FOMO. Yeah, I know, I understand that. I'm not talking about a particular class, but I'll say about every class. There is always it's not something new. There will always be someone coming in the market with something. But let me tell you, it's not something that all this, what everybody is doing that you have to do. Every topper has their own story. Every topper has their own personal touch of their preparation. There will always be a FOMO, and you feel like they are teaching something new, something else. No, it's not true actually. I have also seen lot of fuss about new classes, new book, and especially what I have noticed, they will always launch it like 1 month before exam or 2 months before exam. Like when you are, when it's panicking, and that is a marketing strategy, because and I am not talking about any particular classes. I remember, they during our time, the previous year question book they used to launch just 1 month before exam, because they know that everybody is panicking and they will buy it. See, nobody cares that it is going to affect your rhythm, and something introducing new at such phase will definitely affect your result, because what everyone is looking for a profit, is there a profit. So I'll say that, don't introduce anything new. See, if there are, see, and understand this, there are limited number of seats. There are, let's say, 200 300 seats to grab in names, all names, if you include all clinical seats in names, and if you include all clinical non-clinical, let's say there are 400 to 500 seats that you can take. So there will be 400 to 500 students that will be getting those seats. So no matter how many students do the classes, there will be 400 to 500 students that will be selected. So if everybody is doing it, that does not mean that everybody is getting selected. So you have to be stay, have to be a step apart of everyone. You have to be better than everyone else. So that is why, you don't have to do every class that is coming out. You have to do whatever you are doing in a better way. So don't worry about any classes that are coming, anything new coming. Let that this fear of missing out go. Revising notes enough without doing PYQs enough. Yes, again I'll say, revising notes should be your foundation. Notes should be your fundamental thing. If you're revising your notes, if you're able to remember them well, and if you are able to apply them in exam, you will be doing good. See, I'll tell you, just for example, if you take example of like cricket, let's say cricket. See, Virat Kohli, when he's playing a match, he doesn't go directly play the match. He knows that he can play well, but he needs to do some shadow practice. He needs to do some net practice. So that is what I talk about PYQs, because you have radio theory, it's in your brain. But when you solve MCQs, it helps you connecting dot and developing that critical thinking. That is why you should do little bit of MCQs. It helps you setting that tone that your brain is trained to solve the MCQs. That is why revise your notes. At least do 10 MCQs in a session, like 10 MCQs. Even you do 30 50 MCQs a day, it's enough. See, as I say, there is no definite number. Just don't get, a lot of students talk about, we listen to interviews and we think that the students are saying you have to do that, you have to do that, but it's everybody has a different number. What I'm telling you, the summary of every interviews. I have purchased pre-para notes. Should I do? Okay, I have answered this question. How to study final year subjects. So see, mainly as I said that your medicine is something that you should let go, at least especially for INI. I mean, last INI I have, before INI I told don't worry about medicine. I think not even a single question of medicine was spotted by student, because most of the questions are solved by your patho, micro, physio, and biochemistry knowledge. So I think you should just stick to your notes. Don't go solving all the MCQs of your final year subject, because it is like a ocean and you cannot cover it. So be very selective. Just read your notes and do PYQs. That is the best way. At least for last final month, what I'll say. Medicine, just read the topics which I have already released one video about the important topics. You can just go through that and just read the important topics from these subjects. You don't have to read page to page these big subjects. Last six papers enough for pure. Yes, yes, yes. See, as I say that as the time permits, start with the recent papers. Six papers, that means you will be able to do the 3 years. If time permits, 5 years. Even if you do 3 years, that is enough. How to go for OFTA? Yes, OFTA is very tough for INI. I have always felt it, because you see, it's like they have a RPC center now, which is a center of excellence for ophthalmology. So the kind of questions they asked most of the times are very tough and very objective questions. So I'll say, even if you are able to, if let's say there are 8 questions for OFTA, if even if you are able to get 3 4 right, I think that is win-win situation, because we cannot have all the questions right. So don't worry about that, and just read your notes for hafta. You don't have to do anything else. And if you feel like, again, for hafta, I'll say, just for hafta, again, don't generalize it. Hafta is a subject where it's very difficult to understand the terminology and some clinical scenarios. So solve more MCQs for hafta. I have always said in my previous videos, any subject that you are not able to understand, you are not able to give more and more of output, do lot of MCQs. So see, at the end of the day, you have to get the MCQ right. So if you feel particularly for hafta you are not able to do it, solve more and more MCQs, so you will know the answer. So by chance, if you get the same question in the exam, you will be already knowing the answer. First aid or regular notes, what's better option to read in the last 10 days? I'll again say, I'm a very much, I'm the flag bearer, one of the flag bearers of first aid, how it is useful for for all the exams. I mean, especially for INI, but I'll still say regular notes, because reading things from two different sources, it's create a lot of confusion. And you cannot as I said, first aid is a supplementary and never a substitution of your regular notes. So do your regular notes first, and if you get time, just see the tables and images and charts of first aid. You don't have to read the theory. Should we consider mock test results because revision is still going mad, or mock test isn't able to do? No, see, I'll tell you, Ravikran, one thing. Most of us, I'll say 99% of us got our base rank in real exam. Mock test, it's that is the reason it called, mock test. It is never going to tell you what your real preparation is. So just see what are the negatives, what are the your weaknesses that you are getting in the mock test. Don't take result, even it's a good result or a bad result, to your heart. Your exam day will completely be different, and trust me, this is a very good opportunity. How to stay motivated, sir, without thinking of fear to failure? So I'll tell you something, guys, all of you. I mean, you have done a lot of hard work. Most of students, they spoil it in the last 1 month, because I understand the panic and anxiety, we all went through this. But you have to tell yourself, see, we are going to become a, like, we are going to be the life saviors. I mean, our profession is such that someday we will be standing between the life and death. So as I say, exam is not only a test of your knowledge, but it's also a test of how do you perform under pressure situations. So you have to make your case strong in front of examiner, that I am able to understand, handle this stress. And the best way to stay motivated is to imagine that what you want. I used to write my name and aims in the bracket, because I wanted to live that life. I wanted to tell myself, okay, I want to achieve this one day. Also, the one thing, if motivation doesn't work, then the discipline should be there. And see, the fear of failure will always be there. Even I will not say about me, but even who is rank 1, he is not sure about, a person who will be INICET rank 1 in the November session, even he is not sure about it about the results. So don't worry about about the fear to failure. Just give your best, and when you give your best, the good things happen. I have been interacting with students for last 4 years, and I have seen amazing results happening with positive attitude. If you keep telling yourself that good things will happen, that is a positive energy that is generated around you, and it will push you to cross your limits, and you study more and more, and the good things will happen. If you keep how will you know it if you don't do it? Like if you won't study, I mean, if you won't be positive, and if you won't give exam with your full potential, how will you know that what you can achieve in your life? So don't worry about that part. Just take a deep breath, take a break, get as I say that whenever you feel depressed, whenever you feel frustrated, get out of that room. Staying in a room in that place is really depressing. Get out of the room, take a walk, talk to your friend, talk to your family, come back, and then start again. And this is how you do it, and this is how I have done it, because I understand this is a very depressive stage. I have said in my one video as well, I had 700-800 contacts in my mobile, but I really had no idea whom should I talk to, whom should I call, because this is the phase when you feel most lonely, and these are the times when you really need someone. So don't worry, guys, it's just a phase and it will pass. You just have to be positive through this phase. Not able to do the QBank and course. QBank, I have always said, keep it in the last. If you are able to do your notes and PYQs before exam, that is more than enough. You don't have to worry about QBank. Does Marrow mock GT score stimulate the real score? I will say it never stimulates. I have one of my video, I have shown you one GT chart of one of our student who got amazing rank, and she had compiled all her GT scores. So what you can see a progress if your GT score is constant. For example, if you're getting constantly between 130 to 140 in all the GT scores you are giving, definitely it will stimulate your real score. But if your GT score is like 110 in one exam, 150 in one exam, 96 in one exam, 135 in exam, then it is just like it's not accurate. So it does not score your it does not tell your real score. And what I'll tell you, if reputation is good, the you'll get much better than your mock GT score. You'll get your best rank in your real exam, so don't worry about that. Sir, going through my notes second time, but I can't solve MCQs. Many of my friends saying they are mandatory, but I can't. Feeling nervous. See, don't do that. Depresses you in this phase. This last 1 month is very important. If you feel, see, the thing is, if you're scared of the MCQs, if you feel like you can't solve MCQs, see, what I'm saying is, there's nothing that you can do in last 1 month that just to and don't be judge of your preparation, and don't let anyone else judge what you're doing. See, as I give example lot of times, that when we cook rice, we know that after 3 whistles rice will be ready. Do we open it and every time and check whether the rice is ready? No. And if you do it, what will happen? The rice will be spoiled. So that is what I tell you. See, you have to trust the methods. It's not only me. Whatever I'm telling you, I'm not the only person who is telling you. There are a lot of YouTubers, lot of mentors who are trying to help students. They will sound the same what I'm saying. So that is what I'm saying. You have to trust your methods. Whatever depresses you, whatever makes you sad, leave it. If you feel like I am not able to solve MCQs, I'm not, just read the answer, just read the explanation and move on. It's okay if you have got it wrong. Eventually you'll get it right. See, important is you have to get it in exam right. It's not like you have to get it right in just GTs and all. So exam is a real thing, and unless and until you get it right in exam, don't worry about that part. Should QBank MCQ content explanation and basic notes should same like prep notes and Marrow QBank? See, as I said, this whatever is given. If you're reading from the app or if you're reading from a PYQ book, you just read the explanation. You don't add it to notes because your notes are already big. Adding things continuously will just make a pile of notes, and you won't be able to revise. So just read it there. Highlight those MCQs which you get wrong and just revise those MCQs. The questions which you get right and the content is there in your notes, you don't have to write and make another notes. That should be your way of solving the questions. At what frequency GT to be given at this point of time for NEETPG? I'll say it depends on at what stage of reading you are. If you have completed your first reading, if you are doing your first reading, I'll say just give once in a 1 month. If you are in your revision, twice a month is a good number, and I don't think that you should give GTs more than twice a month at any stage, because I don't see advantage, and that is my personal opinion and experience. I tell you, and I'm very honest about it since I started this channel, that GTs, I don't know how much it helps. but it's up to you then how many, then sky is the limit. See, the thing is, the toppers we listen to, I have respect to all the toppers, and I'm not saying that they are wrong, but what we don't see that they are someone who has done a foundation course, who have been reading for 3 4 years, and they have just chewed their notes so many times that they don't have anything to do, so they keep giving the GTs and get amazing score. So you cannot be in their shoes, you understand? So you don't have to follow exactly what they're doing. Sir, my short subject and three big subjects are left. What should I do? I revise. Huh. For short subject, again, PYQ is a good source, because if I say, I think I will not be wrong saying this, that, like subject like Dharma or psychiatry, nothing has much changed in last 5 years. So even if you are not able to read, if you feel the notes taking a lot of time, do last 5 years of PYQs, and you can just, just rush through the explanation, and I think that will also help you. Big subject, I'll say, if medicine, you don't have to worry, you can just leave it. Surgery, pay attention. Obs gynae, pay attention. These are important subject for your, I mean, for especially for AIMS. For PSM, biostatistics, you can read through USMLE as well. There are very basic biostatistic questions. See, a lot of students, they are scared of biostatistics. It's very tough and I don't understand. But about simple things, about sensitivity, specificity, odds ratio, there are very simple things they ask, and it's very easy if you understand. If you don't understand, it's very difficult. And it's very, trust me, if you read it once from first aid, and just you can watch a random YouTube video, you don't have to watch any classes video for that. You can just try to understand what is sensitivity and specificity from any video, and I'm telling you, you'll definitely get a question in INI. I'm predicting this. You'll 100% get a question in INI about this, like, sensitivity, specificity, odds ratio, and these basic things about statistics, some graph like about data and all. You'll definitely get this question, and this is a very good question, a very easy question. But a lot of students, they are scared of biostatistics. That is why they don't do it. So from PSM, do your biostatistics first, then programs, and then remaining thing. About Zainab ma'am, yes, see, Zainab ma'am was someone who were, she was inspiration to us when we were preparing as well, and she is amazing teacher. So definitely you can always take a benefit from I mean, all the amazing faculty out there. But don't do overdo things. You want to follow someone, you just follow the one person, and that will definitely be there. I'm getting 70 to 90 correct in Marrow and SAT mock test. I am really stressed. See, this is why what I am been telling Himanshu, that if you get 70 to 90 correct, that means your basic sciences are weak. Someone who has a basic command on their basic sciences, I mean your first and second prof subject, along with your short subject, you'll never get less than 120 correct, because this is where your major paper is made of. So try to spend, see, stop giving mock test, focus more on your basic sciences on your short subject. You will definitely do better. I have no notes other than first aid. Can I do only Zena ma'am's videos for other subjects? Don't know what to do, lagging behind. Please help. See, I don't know how much videos. See, as I said, that Zena ma'am is an amazing teacher. But my question is, how, if you're targeting NICT, how will you finish so much of videos in so much of time? And it's definitely that not having notes will be a little bit scary. But as I said, there is no shortcut to success. And the best thing I can tell you is, if you're going through first aid, okay, you do it. I mean, combine that with your first aid, but you should do the notes, because, as I said, there is no substitution for notes. And if ma'am is providing some notes along with that, or if you have already taken down some notes from those videos, you can definitely read that notes. But do your notes well. That is the most important thing for that. There is no substitution for notes. See, if you see, as I said, that a lot of students, if I have to sell something to you, I can just tell you, read this, read that, and that will be enough. But there is, and maybe luckily I can get 2 3 toppers. I'll interview them and I'll tell you, see how my method works. I'll tell you what has helped maximum of the students. See, I never say that this will give you rank one, but this will give you rank that will definitely give you the branch that you want. So that is why this, doing these methods, following these methods is very important. And what I'm telling you is not something that I have invented, something that I have observed with my colleagues, my juniors, and what I have been told by seniors. So definitely do your notes first. Hi Pardo, after seeing your videos from starting, I got motivated one day. Yes, yes, definitely. And I mean, I'm happy. I'm the happiest person to see student, my, all the viewers getting successful, and the students getting their dream match. I have received a lot of mails and messages from the students who have recently joined their colleges in their dream branch, and I'm telling you, this is a very happy moment for me as well. I'll be happy to interview all of you, and when once you get your dream branch. Solving questions from 110 to 150, I feel some brain fatigue of solving. Yes, this is a Maran, I'll tell you, this is a very common problem faced by a lot of students. So I'll tell you something that, see, for example, there is one question. If you like, if you are solving your exam, when you are giving your exam, once you start answering your question, sometimes your brain is not able to process, and sometimes you feel like blank. If you are not getting any clue about the answer, leave it. You don't have to spend time on that. This is my real experience. Recently I wrote one exam and I realized this thing still works. I'll tell you something, all of you guys. So when you see the question, when you, if you're not able to answer it, leave it. Just move forward. Trust me, your brain has registered it and it start processing on the back of your mind. It might feel funny to hear what I'm saying, but trust me, it keeps, somehow on in your unconscious mind, your brain is processing this question. And this has happened with me as well. So once you are like, I was solving 110th question, let's say, and I had this doubt, okay, I am not able to understand it. And when I moved ahead, I was in like 140th question. Suddenly thing popped up in my mind. I remember this answer now. And then I went back to 110 and answered that. So this happens. So don't, beat your head, or, don't be adamant that I want to solve this question now only, because it will a waste of time. Just go ahead. Okay. I complete my all notes till January. I'm a slow charger. I'm a slow larger and do simultaneous revisions. Will it be enough? See, see, the thing is, there's no thing called simultaneous revision. I'll say instead of that, combine three subjects. Like you do one big subject, like one major from your rank building subjects, and then two subjects from your short subject, or do one short subject and do MCQs from a third subject. So this will be, you are in a touch with three subjects together, and it's kind of revision of all the subject. See, a lot of students I see, they read notes and they try to revise at the end. See, how long are you going to remember it? Because you have to remember 19 subject. You cannot do that. No, we all are not Swami Vivekananda, and that we will read everything and we will retain. So let go this fact. The more the revisions you do, more things will be in your head. So do it. you know Try to plan your reading in such a way that you are able to revise more. And as I said, that keep your materials sweet and important, whatever is required, as I have shown in my previous videos. And that will help you building your confidence as well, and that will help you revising in time. So Rob's Gani, I done it from prepared rap, but now how narrow nutrition 6 all treatment has changed. Now I'm very confused what to do, revise old notes or start. See, the thing is, definitely the new, whatever are recent advances and things are there are needed. But I will say that the no, your question is very valid, because when I wrote my exam, the classification of ovarian cancer and all these cancers was changed about the cervical cancer. And yes, definitely you should change. But I don't think that, I think it's you are too much generalizing thing. I don't think all treatment are changed all of a sudden. I mean, there will be some changes, some updates, but I don't think, because and this is something that we all are scared during our preparation time. I don't think all treatments are changed. I think you should just be sure that I think there will be some changes, some updates may be there. But just because you feel that like a lot of things are changed, so switching your notes actually will not give you anything, because your all visual memory will be vanished. So I will still say, just go through. You can just, if your friend has a notes, just go through the important areas. Like for example, I have given the list of obscene important areas, like your infections, your all the gynecological cancers, infertility, as I said, and anatomy though will not change. So you just go through that, and if you see anything else, you can add that to your notes. But I don't think that you need to go through everything. I mean, how can all treatment will be changed overnight? So I don't think that's a, you have to be your you have to be more clear about that. Sir, MCQ practice from book. So as I have said, I had during my, like, what I have seen and what I have advised is, Pritesh sir's book is very good. Pritesh sir things then for AIMS. DAMS classes used to release their small DAMS booklets for AIMS. They were also very good with lot of good explanation. And there is Mojit Khanna's book for NEETPG. And there is also Arvind Arvasa's book for NEETPG as well. So these are the 3 4 books which are very good, and they are with very good explanation. So you can also do that. Ruchi, unable to complete target. See, first is, make small targets first, so that will give you a satisfaction. And start with the short subjects, because as short subjects are easy to cover, so that will give you a sense of accomplishment. So start with a small target first, and then slowly you can add. And once your rhythm is there, your speed will eventually increase. So make a small target, and even if you are able to 70 to 80% of the target, I will say it's a win-win situation. So make a plan in such a way. See, we are always do the over enthusiastic plans that we want to do the things. As I have said, I have shared one story of making a timetable, that I used to make a timetable on a paper, but after a while I realized that I am not able to keep up with it. So I made a timetable book. So it's okay, you are not able to. If you are able to achieve 70 to 8%, it is still a good thing. And make a small targets, and you can follow that eventually. I'm getting 137 to 145 in GTs. I'm on the first division after my completion. My first read. How should we prepare? See, I'll tell you that. Hi Mandal. So if you're targeting INICT, I'm telling you 137 to 145 score. If you get that in INICT, you'll be in top 200 rank. I can give you that guarantee. 160 is what a rank 1 gets in INI. So I'm sure that you are targeting rank 1, and I'll be happy for that. But I'm saying that 137 to 145 is a good score. Now, going from 145 to 150 is very difficult. See, going from 110 to 145 is easy, but increasing 1 mark after once you are in a top range, it's very difficult. And this is where a short subjects are take a very important role. So start working more on your short subject. Your score is 137 to 145. That tells your basic sciences are good, and your rank building subjects are good. Your rank maintaining subjects are also good. The problem is with the rank deciding subjects, which are your short subjects. So work more on your short subject. That will definitely take you to the top of the top. That will be 160 to 170 range. How to do medicine for anesthesia? As I say, hi Anvesha. So as I said that medicine is something that you should be very selective for medicine. You should not waste a lot of time on medicine, because you will not get a lot of questions from medicine. This is what I have told before last INICT as well, and I'm telling before this INICT as well. So just I have released a video. You can find it in a list of our on the channel. You can find it in the video list. So go there, and not only the video. Don't waste time on watching videos. Below my video there is one PDF link where I have given important topics PDF. So go to that PDF, scroll through the medicine, and whatever topics I start from the top. It is for every one of you, and for all the subjects. Start from the top and you start reading in that order of your topics. So suppose for example, if you have allotted 4 days for the medicine, so whatever from those topics from top till bottom you can read in 4 days. Do that. Below topics are something which are not very high yield for INI. So if you are not able to complete those, it's okay. Because what is my experience of last, I have analyzed a lot of exam. I have it is there on the channel. You'll see consistently questions are asked from the same topic again and again. So if you are very well with that, so you can have a better chance. So don't read medicine page to page. Just do the topics. For example, questions about, if you ask me about medicine, questions about aortic regurgitation, or let's say metal stenosis. I mean, do you really see? Can you show me, like in last few exams, have you seen those questions? But look at the cardiovascular notes in medicine. Like if you see a medicine notes, look at the cardiovascular portion. I mean, the amount of this cardiovascular system questions is like huge. I think that is not required. Like ECG, they ask questions about ECG. They ask about very simple hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. Again, a very favorite question of examiner. So always be on that. Hi, uh, sir. For INI, how to revise medicine? Yeah, I have told you how many minutes we should have to do review and attempted our question if we solve. See, I have a habit that I'll say. See, there are questions which you are 100% sure, so you don't have to review them. So you just leave them. But even if you have some doubts like clinical questions, I will always say mark your clinical questions, because clinical questions are sometimes tricky, and especially for INI, they are always tricky. So revisit them, and the most of the students, they spend time on overthinking on a simple questions. So I'll keep it simple. If you can't reach to the answer, leave it. So it's not like if you keep thinking about the same thing, you will come to the answer. No, let it go. Move on to the other, and I'll say, like, it depends on the how big is the question, the number of minutes. So I'll say, once you're convinced that you are not understanding it and it is not coming to your head, leave it. Move on to the next question. Eventually, when you come back, and this has happened with me, you will be able to tackle that question. So don't spend much time. So in Marrow, mark 100 to correct 80 wrong. What should I do in this last month? Hi Hardik, you should spend more time on your fundamentals, as I said. Basic sciences is something you should spend more time on your first and second prof subject, and short subject that will take you in a higher group, that will be your 120 to 130. So spend more time on that. That is the most required for your I mean at this stage. I focused more on theory readings in a bit improvement that I had average 100. Hi Prithvish, yeah. This is what I have been telling. What see you can see if you ask guys, you can see what Prithvish has wrote, and this is not only Prithvish. This is what is my experience as well in last 3 4 years. What I have been doing saying is what I have seen students doing. So you can see like from 110 he got 130. Now you need to just focus more on your short subjects, and you'll definitely do better in your INICET as well. Being first one but not able to complete subject, what should I do to do well in ICT? Hi Ankita. Yeah, 110 120 is a decent score. This will end up, I mean, this will fetch you somewhere like 1000 1500 rank in ICT, but that will not give you any seat. It's just a good rank to, tell. So I'll say you still need to strengthen your, again, as I said, that rank building subjects. 110 120 is good enough, but still you need to do more. Strengthen your first and second prof subject and short subject. That is must if you want to cross 130 140. So spend more time on that, and surgery and obs gynae are the subject that you should also focus on. So do these things, and this will definitely help you, Ankita. And I think you're there, and there is a definitely space of improvement. And 1 month you can do a miracle in upcoming, let's say, 20 25 days. So just do a lot of. I mean, you just need a smart and a little bit of hard work. Hi Anas, your score is not increasing. What should I do? As I said, just read your theory. The theory is the only source of increasing your score. Solving more and more MCQs may increase your score in one exam. But if you want to have a consistent result, read your theory. That is the only way to increase your score. On it which I started my revision, but I have this habit of revising, seeing classes with two speed. Will it be? Yes, see Jyoti, you have to see, the thing is you have to let go this fear. You don't have to watch videos. See, when once we do a live class, do we do it again? No, na. So why do you want to, just because you have videos? Don't be too cautious. In exam, what you'll remember is mainly your notes. Videos will just vanish. There will be a visual memory of your notes that will help you. So don't do that. It will waste a lot of your time. You are welcome, Parthu. You are welcome, Maran. Hi Shweta, I did my basic sciences from first year and annotated there, and then but now it's taking time to revise. See that, see Shweta, see what I'm saying now. If you have seen my first aid video, I have said don't, common mistakes students do. I have always said don't annotate so much in first aid. See, as I said, first aid is like a butter, is like a ghee. When you use, when you take butter in your food, you don't take it like in a cup, right? You take a spoonful of that. So if you annotate too many things in first aid, now it's become difficult to revise, because first aid has a high yield topics. You add so much things to it. Yes, for some students maybe it helpful, but that is my opinion from the first day. It's difficult with the first aid. So I'll say just stick to your notes for whatever is there, and for first aid go for the charts and all. Don't spend too much, too much time. Don't let this go. Let go this habit of annotating everything in first aid. This is not going to help you. So I'll say that, just read the whatever there in a first aid. Don't annotate from now onwards, and just read your notes. How to do PYQs from app? Yeah, see, doing PYQs from app is tricky, because I have used few apps, and sometimes it's difficult to read and go, find explanation, and to navigate through, and again come back to the same question. But I'll say just you can, as we all are now using the app based, so just you can bookmark it, and whichever questions you get wrong and right, you can bookmark it. Sadly, we cannot take even screenshots as well because of the privacy policy. PYQ, just watch the explanation video if it's a conceptual question. For example, if there's a question about something, let's say ECG, and you get it wrong, and if you feel that you need to, you know learn again about the ECGs, then you can go back and watch videos about the ECGs, because ECG is a very important question. So depending on that, you have to watch videos. Don't watch videos for everything. As I said, you have to utilize your time effectively. Okay, hi Sapna. Yes, I will put the description below this video. I am stuck at 140. See, hi Karan. See, this is the reason that you're stuck in 140 is again the short subjects. So do more short subjects. Do last 5 to 8 years of the short subject, and your score will improve. 140 score, that means you are very good in your basic sciences and your short subjects as well. But your short subjects should be like, they will be on the top notch, because subject like medicine, surgery, you cannot achieve higher correct in that. But in short subject you can have that higher correct percentage. So spend more time on short subjects. I'm getting 200 rank in Marrow mocks. Will I be able to? I'm really afraid. Hi Praveen. Don't worry. If you're getting a 200 rank in GTs consistently, see what I'm saying, that 1 200 rank will not say anything. But if you're getting in a range of, let's say, 200 plus minus 100, so you will end up in the same rank in INICT as well. Having a consistent rank is very important. How many revisions is ideal before fifth month? I'll say, see, one read and two revisions are the best. I mean, if you can read once nicely, that is the first read, and two revisions before any exam is good enough. If you can squeeze in one extra revision, three revisions, that will be even best. But as I said, have effective revisions. Don't just keep doing it. That is only required. See, for anatomy, again, a very important thing for anatomy. See, subject like anatomy, you should read your notes and Nature Atlas. Nature Atlas is must. You will see in your exam lot of images from, like, kind of nature like images in your INICT exam. Watching videos for anatomy is waste of time. Trust me. If you go and attend, see, anatomy is what, see, anatomy is a factual based. If a nerve passes something through some canal, it is going to pass. There is no other thing about it. See, there you have some applied anatomy. For example, what they do is they tell you like parotid surgery is happening, so which nerve will be, so it's not a surgery question. It's a basically anatomy question. So if you have seen it in a your nature atlas, you will know it. If you watch videos for anatomy, I think it's a bit tough. So don't my feeling is, don't waste time and so, like, on that. Just your notes and natus at last. It is the truth, and it is, I mean, it is a fact that you have to study your anat from natus at last. I'm doing my first revision for NEETPG 2020. I'm getting 130 every time I give marrow GT. Could you tell me how to? Again, hi Saurabh. Yes, work on your short subject. 130, 140, very good. And still there is a lot of time. See what again I'll tell you, Saurabh. Let me tell you something. See, NEET PG is still, we have time. Like, we have, let's say a few months, like 4 5 months we have. See, the thing is, as I said, we have to peak at the right time, because this is a marathon. This is not a 100-meter race. If you, let's say, if you target is 150 or 160, if you achieve this target now, 150, 160, you cannot sustain that peak till your exam. It's very difficult. So what is important is that you should pick at the right time. And as I have said, that 130, 140 is a good score. So you will be plateaued for a few months, like 1 2 months you will get the similar score. But once your divisions become better, slowly this score will increase by 2 marks, 2 marks, and without you realizing it, you will cross 150, 160 questions, and in real exam you will even get better rank. So don't worry about that. I'm getting 1.5k in mocks. Is still possible to stop right now? I'm losing all my hopes. How can I improve? See, as I have said, see, as I don't take your mock results to your heart, all of you. Don't take it. I mean, see, you guys are doing so great. You have been studying so well. So don't worry about that part. Just read your theory, do your MCQs, do your efforts, and on the exam day, perform your best. That is what is needed. Don't think about 1.5k, one. Even if your rank is 1k, do you think it will be reciprocal? If you Even if your rank is 1 in mock, do you think it will be reciprocated in a real exam? So that is what I'm saying. Even if it's a good rank or a bad rank, let it go. See what mistakes you are doing in your mock exam and work on them. You're welcome, Vaishnavi. Hi, Pratiksha. For last 10 days, I'll say, rather than 10 days, keep 5 days for most commonly asked topics. I mean, for your charts, for volatile topics. And read for last 5 days. Don't keep any subject. Don't keep any subject. Just keep your, for example, as I have said, like biostatistics things, like, these biochemistry enzymes, microbiology agars, and these bacteria, which is single standard DNA, double standard DNA, and all that. And these declarations of FMTs, some toxicology. So this is something that I should do in the last 5 10 days. Yes, anonymous. Even instead of Q bank, even if you do PYQs, it's enough. Yes, Kaushik. It does not matter what kind of students you were and you are. See, it's the actually the average students, they do the most amazing things. So don't worry about that, and you just have to have faith in yourself that you can achieve extraordinary things in life. And people like us who have believe in ourselves, and who feel that sky is the limit, we can definitely achieve these things. So don't stop calling you all of, I mean, anyone. If yes, you are not average, we can fetch extraordinary results. It's just the hard work that is required. See, PSM, as I said, PSM start with the biostatistics first. In the first aid, very nicely given biostatistics. So do your biostatistics first, and then go for the programs, and then go for the remaining things. That is how you should do the PSM. There will be 2 to 3 questions from the biostatistics, very basic, about like sensitivity, specificity, about odds ratio, about relative risk. There will be one question about, they will show you graph, like forest plot, or there will be some like bell shaped curve, something they'll show you, and they'll ask you that what kind of, they'll ask you very simple question. So try to do the statistics first, then they'll ask you about the program, like what new program introduced by AIMS, or I mean not AIMS but the health ministry. And they are asked about this like national health missions, or programs that are newly inducted, about the polio program. So they ask you very basic questions in the PSM. And then there are certain things which are already in your notes, so they should be ordered for PSM. How many corrects need to be in top 100? See, for INI to be in the top 100, you need 145 to 155 correct. Rank 1 gets around 160, 158 correct. Between 100 to 200, somewhere between 140, I'll say 145 plus minus 2 3. But this is actually a range. For top 100, you need to have somewhere like, I'll say 150 to 155 correct out of 200. How many mock tests to attempt before NICT in these 25 days? I'll say none. I'll say don't give mock tests in last 25 days, because every minute is precious, and you should spend that on your theory, and on your revision, and on the PYQs. Giving mock test is just going to waste your time, because like we wrote our 10th exam, 12th exam, we did not write any mock. So don't worry that mock will change anything. Give your exam with your full heart, give your best in the exam. My NEET GTs are near 70 80. Yeah, hi Aishwarya. You need to spend more time again on the basic sciences, because see, the thing is, the score is not good, and this tells that your fundamentals are not well. So spend more time on your basics and your fundamentals. 70 to 80, again I say, see, I have always told you guys about the subject division, rank building, rank deciding, and rank maintaining subject. If your score is between 70 to 100, that means your rank building, which your first and second top subjects are very weak, so work on those first. If your score is between 110 and 130 40, that means that that you have able to do your fundamentals correct, but your rank mentoring, which are your big four subject, medicine, surgery, PSM, ops, gynae, are not good. So you have to work on that. And if you want to be in the top, so first you have to do your fundamentals well, you have to do your rank maintaining, which are your medicine, surgery, PSM, ops, gynae. And then to be in the top ranks, like in like top 100, top 500 of NEET, you have to work on your rank deciding subjects, which are your short subject, because short subjects are very short, like you get 5 subjects, 5 questions from derma, very easy. Some questions from, let's say, psychiatry, but not all students are able to do it, because they neglect short subject, they spend more time on medicine or something like that. So that is why rank deciding subjects become very important. So if you want, like, depending on this category, you decide which subject you want to focus on. Hi Prashant, thank you so much for your kind words. A typical, should we attempt all questions? No, see, I'm saying do not attempt less than 190 in NICT. NICT, just 190. See, 170, that means you virtually take yourself out of the competition, because everybody else is going to, take a risk. So if you want to be in a top 200, attempt more than 190. 170 questions will give, can be your rank between anywhere between 500 to 1500. So that will be good to tell students or your friends that I got 700 rank, which is a good rank to tell in NICT, but actually you'll not get anything. You'll get anything, but maybe not the branch that you want. It's okay. Hi Kaushik, you still have time. So start working on it. Start working on making notes, watching, following the classes which you are following. You will do it. Don't waste time on that. Any advice on how to attempt paper NICT particularly? Hi, Himanshi. So for if you talk about attempting NICT, so as I said, NICT is about 50. It's like 50% of your preparation and 50% how do you attempt your paper. So once you start attempting your exam like NICT, they're more of a clinical question. Some students what they do, I feel that NICT is a bit tricky exam because they ask simple things in a twisted way. So read your option well. So whenever you are reading your NICT paper, read your options well, read your questions well, because sometimes students they take questions for granted. They don't read options, all the options. For example, they read the question and they find okay, second option is the answer, and they directly tick mark the answer and they move forward. It's not that easy for NICT particularly, what I have seen in my experience. So don't worry about. You have to be very alert whenever you write your NICT exam. Unlike NEET, it's not a fact based exam, so you should be very alert, and also don't overthink. Sometimes students feel that this is a aims question, so definitely there will be some twist, so you don't have to find twist in everything. So you just give it a logical explanation, that you just have to think that what is a logical answer. Also you have to think about what is more common. See, whenever you attempt a aims or let's say NICT paper, for example, if there is a syndrome and there is a if there is a like let's say some syndrome they had given, and there is like options, other options like malaria and TB. So see, in our setup malaria and TB are more common, so you have to give first differential to that. So first think about a more common possibility rather than a rare possibility. Sometimes they definitely ask about the syndromes, but don't think too much, don't think beyond the like limit, that don't try to find twist in every question. I have finished my first read and started my first revision, and I have done further and I have solved only PYQs and gave NSAT, today and I scored well. I'm not sure if I'm doing it right way. Hi Sashank, so as I have said, you have started your first revision. So how do you expect after a first read to get a good score? With subsequent revisions, you will improve. So that's what I'm saying. So work more on your basic sciences, and once you will progress through your revisions, you will definitely get a better rank. How many correct is required in NICT to get top 500? I'll say somewhere between 135 to 145 is enough to get into that. Ideally, what rank is needed to get medicine in NICT? See, now we have a lot of aims. So in top 200, you get medicine nowadays. Like even if your rank is till last year, what you can do is in AIMS, you can go to AIMS exam page. There is these archives, and you can download the allotment list as well. So that is also best way of knowing that you will know a sure shot that what rank. But in my experience, up to 150 to 200 you can get medicine if you are from a general category. Marks needed to get below 200. So no, I'm not saying about the marks, but the question you need to get correct is somewhere between below 200 is somewhere between 145 to 150. So as I have said, just to summarize, see, top ranks like rank 1, like top, top 20 30 ranks, they get somewhere between 155 to 160 in INI. 150 to 155 will fetch you, rank between 50 to 150, I'll say. And then 145 to 150 will give you rank, between let's say 150 till 500. So that is required for that. I have not completed 3 subjects and I have no time to revise at all. Please say something. Hi Abhishek, start with the PYQs. As I said, INICT, start with the PYQs. That is more important for that. So once you will see, how do you expect, like we have just barely 20-25 days, and I'll say there is a important topics list I have released. You can go through that and just do these important topics from these 3 subjects. So even if you miss, you will miss what is less important. During studies of all but keep on crossing my mind, I remain anxious, cannot concentrate even for 1 hour. I zone out easily. How to remain calm? See, the only thing that to stay calm is to tell yourself, you know that I used to tell myself that how it will change my life. I know this is the most important exam of my life. This is going to decide my career, but this is not more important than my personal health, my mental health, and my well-being. And I'm going to give my best. See, the thing is, whenever we are trying to achieve something, there are so many people in competition. As I said again, I'll repeat the same what I said. But see, exam is not only the test of your preparation, but also it tests how do you perform under the stressful condition. Because you are going to be a surgeon, you are going to be a pediatrician, you are going to be a medicine specialist. So someday you'll be standing between the life and death. So this is why they want to check that whether how do you perform, being anxious, being pressure. So that is why whenever you feel pressurized, take a deep breath, take a walk, go out and walk for like let's say 10 minutes, not more than that. Talk to your friend, talk to your family, and just stop thinking about as I have said, the power of 17 seconds. They say if a negative thought will come to your mind, you should stop thinking about it within a 17 seconds, because if it stays more than 17 seconds with you, you are going to have a train of thoughts. So just stop thinking about it and just take a walk. That's what I have done, and that's what I have helped me. Hi, Anis. Yeah, it's okay if you are able to unable to complete targets. Make smaller targets, as I'll say. Make more achievable targets. And whenever you are lagging behind on your targets, do short subjects first. So that will give you a sense of accomplishment. There is always, it is always there that you will always miss on your targets. So don't worry about that part. Hi, Divya. Can you write your question again? I missed your question. I'm not able to find your question. Okay, my NEET GT, so 145, how to approach for NICT. Okay. See, Divya, 145 is a very good score, and now the important thing is you should maintain this score. So I'll say just revisions will help you, and do more of a charts. Now what you need to do is do more of a volatile data, like do more of a these all volatile topics, like these biochemistry, enzymes, and statistics, and drug of choices, and microbiology. These are very volatile things. So that will give you that extra 5 6 that number of questions that are needed. So spend more time on that. 145 is a very good score, Divya. So I have already this whatever I have stocked in this all live. So all these questions I have already answered, like about last 10 days, and pyqs. So you can just go through that. I have already this session is now more than 1 hour, and I have answered all of these questions. So you just can go through this video will be uploaded on the channel. So you can just go through quickly on this to these videos, and this will help you. So I will give a link of an important topic in this video as well. And again, just to summarize, in last 10 days, do volatile topics, revise your charts, and don't keep any subject for last 5 days. That's it. So guys, I hope this session was helpful for all of you, and I hope all the questions that you have asked, I have tried to answer them. And even if you feel that any of your question is not answered on any topic, you can always have leave a comment on the video, and you can go through this video again. This will be on the channel. So you go through this video, and I'm sure you can find your answers. So guys, I wish you all the best, and I'll take your leave. And just have faith, just few positive words to end. When we all of us when we were preparing, none of us were sure. And now, as I have said to students, now we tell everyone how to do it, and maybe we sound very cool, but trust us, we were as anxious as you are, we were panicking as you are, and we were exactly what you are today. But that is one day that will make the difference. One day, that will change your life, and that depends on what do you today. So don't worry about all this negativity and everything. With time, it will help. Time is the best healer. So guys, I wish you all the best, and take care.